Happy June 6th, 2023. Today is the anniversary of D-Day, the Normandy invasion, not the Norman invasion, that was 1066, the invasion of Normandy, D-Day, when there was the big push offshore to push in and stop the German forces. Oh, boom, it's D-Day. Look at this. This is kind of why I've been sitting at the picnic table doing my videos, because this tripod hasn't been working so well. Anyway, I did not do a live stream today. I've been doing a few live streams. I feel like this thing's sliding again. Come on, if I start going like this, it's the Leaning Tower of Pizza, I say, because Peoria Pizza Works, June 23rd, having a meetup. Hope you can get there. It'll be a good time. Leaning Tower of Pizza. No, it's pizza. So D-Day, the anniversary of D-Day, the Norman push, the push into Normandy, I should say. It was like that massive front moving onto the mainland, and that was gonna be it for Germany. Hitler was trying to guess where it was coming from, but he wasn't sure. He thought it was coming from another location, but it ended up coming in Normandy. So all that aside, it does look like history is kind of repeating itself a little bit, or rhyming at least. We've got the governments of the world, specifically the SEC. Let's just focus on them. The SEC right now has sued Binance and has sued Coinbase, saying that they're selling unregistered securities. But the SEC's never really had any kind of rules, regulations, official guidance, anything that gives any investor any idea what is a security. So is Bitcoin a security? Is XRP a security? Is Litecoin a security? Is Ethereum a security? Are all these tokens securities? They're on the Ethereum blockchain. So there's a lot of speculation, a lot of things that have been said. Oh, Gary Gensler, chairman of the SEC, has said this, he said that in the past. It doesn't really matter what he said in the past. It matters what they're doing right now. And right now there's no guidance. You know, it's kind of like the IRS. It's like, well, you know, we'll give you some guidance, but, you know, we're not going to tell you exactly what the rule is. You got to kind of interpret it for yourself, because it's all malleable. It's like Play-Doh. That's all I do is play with your dough. Anyhow, I just came up with that. So anyway, you've got the situation with the SEC right now, introducing a lot of uncertainty into the markets. Well, they're the ones that should have probably had some certainty in the first place. They should have told everyone exactly, you know, what to do, how to register, how to do all these things. But instead, it's after the fact. It's like, hey, we're gonna go play this new game. And then you start playing the game, and then you do something. You ever play with a kid? You play with your children or play with any other kids when you're playing a game? The rules change all the time. No, this is how you do it. It's like, are you sure? Yeah, that's how you do it. And then they introduce a new subset to that rule, and it's a constant flux. That's kind of what it is right now, watching the SEC play their game. But I've got kind of a theory. Don't know how accurate it is, but it's just something I've been thinking about. I thought about it for a long time. What would probably end up happening, and I think the end result was going to be gateway and crypto. And I kind of thought about this really way back in 2018. I went to the first Litecoin summit, and there's a lot of talk there. I met a lot of good people. We had a lot of great discussions sitting at the bar, because it was kind of early for a lot of us. It was early in crypto too, because a lot of people came in that 2017 wave, and a lot of people were left over at that time with that same vibe, that same energy. And we had a lot of the discussions of what's going to happen with crypto. How's the government going to get involved? What are they going to do? I mean, how's it all going to pan out? So there's a lot of theorizing, especially when you're drinking some beers. But at the time I thought, okay, we're going to allow people to get into it, but at some point they're going to have to gateway it, because think about coins like Bitcoin, Litecoin, fixed supply. These are going to be kind of your coins that are your monies in the new digital system, because it is a fixed supply, and there's only so much coming onto the market at one, you know, every year, every block, let's say, and it gets less and less as time goes on with these halvening events, you know, that the block rewards have. So when you've got a limited supply, at some point I would think that they're going to want to gateway that to make sure that just to control it. because there isn't that much of it. And they want to kind of pick who gets it and who doesn't get it. I don't want somebody becoming too strong with it, because then they can opt out of the system and be completely independent. So we can't have that. So my thought was, all right, here's my theory anyway. Let's just roll with it. It's almost like, hey, it's the wild, wild west. It's this new thing. See, they've known it was coming the whole time. It's this new thing. And so they want adoption. They want people to get into it. They want to validate digital currencies, digital money. They want you to get it into your head that this is a good thing, because the end game is absolutely digital money, but it's digital money they can control. All right, so they want to get people thinking about digital currencies, because, you know, we're used to having things in our pockets, using even a credit card, used to having something, cash, change. So we got to get people transitioned over to the mindset that everything's digital, even their money. All right, so enter cryptocurrency, let the first major bull run go up, all these cryptos, ICOs, all this stuff. Everybody gets excited, everybody gets into it, and you saw this mass retail influx in 2017. Price go way up for all these things. And let's see if we can drop some more stuff. So price really goes up, sucks a lot of people into the market, gets a lot of people talking about cryptocurrency. And in the vibe, the zeitgeist at the time was, wow, this really can change the world. We really can. I mean, you know, all of us together. Then you pull the pin and you crash it. And what happened about that time when that big 2017 run up? You kind of had the old money coming in, bringing in futures. And you saw something called Tether, USDT. And that allowed, because at the time, in 2017, you really didn't have a way to take profits. It was more, or, you know, if you made gains in a coin, people would throw it into Bitcoin. And yeah, you could cash it out, but you'd cash it out in the traditional way. You'd send it, you know, like if you're using Coinbase, you'd sell your coins on there, and then you'd make an ACH transaction or a wire back to your bank account, and then you'd have cash in your bank account. Okay? Well, then USDT came along. It's a stable coin. It's pegged 1 for 1 to the dollar. And that allowed people to really start trading. Wow, I can take profits into that instead of putting it in the bank, and then I can immediately put it back into the exchange. It's much more liquid. It's crypto. But the problem was Tether really, I don't think, has ever had an official audit. You know, they can create all this Tether, but where's it come from? What's it backed by? And there's a lot of theory, a lot of speculation that that has been able to manipulate the Bitcoin price. And if you manipulate the Bitcoin price in the Bitcoin market, the rest of the cryptos follow. So you focus on the big guy. All right, so you have that come into play, and there's your first form of manipulation, the futures, Tether, that kind of stuff. And you get your next crypto run up. You saw it in 2000. I don't want to let this go out. This is the Rocky Patel edge. So your next crypto run up in 2021, you had a lot of NFTs and DeFi, all these different things. And what happened at that point, I think you got your problem reaction solution. And so the problem, okay, so again, everybody participating in this, hey, I'm going to get yield, I'm going to put it in Celsius, I'm going to put it in BlockFi, I'm going to put it in all these different platforms. It's awesome. I can earn interest on my crypto. So they kind of allowed that to happen again, because the SEC didn't stop any of these companies, did they? No, they went under. SEC didn't protect anybody. Okay. My theory is they allow it all to happen. They allow everybody to come into it. They want everybody to come into it. They want everyone to put their money in it and believe it and say, hey, these are the new banks. DeFi's the new thing. All right, cool. We're gonna be completely independent, break away from the bank. NFTs, you know, we can hold data on that, you know, secure data on that, artwork on that, whatever it may be. The blockchain's awesome. And so everybody's pouring into it again. And it was allowed to happen, because it did happen. Nothing stopped it. And then the rug gets pulled. There's this big problem, okay? Problem. I had my money in BlockFi. I had my money in Celsius. Or my crypto. I had my crypto. All that in all these platforms that for whatever reason or another, I apologize. Oh, man, I mowed yesterday and my eyes are terrible. I mean, they've just been gooped up, and Just really got me yesterday. The allergies, it's because it's dry here and dust, you know, every time I mow everything, it's just knocking dust off the grass and weeds. So anyway, rough right now, so I'm kind of feel swollen in my eyes. All right, so everybody's getting into this, and then it gets rug pulled. So all your crypto, for one reason or another, bad actors, you know, this and that, you lose a lot of crypto. It goes away. All right. Where'd it go? Well, it's still locked up in litigation. And you might just get a cash payout with a haircut, and you might not get your original crypto back that you put in, which is likely, probably going to be the case, because there have been rulings that say if you give it over to a custodian to make yield, well, you gave it to them and you lose it. You might get it back if you just had it sitting there on the exchange, not earning yield in the yield program. Good luck. Look at Mt. Gox. Good luck getting it back once you put it in. That might be the plan all along, though. All right, so you got a problem. All right, you got a big reaction now. You got senators. Man, this thing. You got senators, Congress people, you know, business people all saying, we need more regulation. We need to regulate this stuff. People are getting hurt. Oh, you know, we've got to do something about this crypto space. All right, and so what are they doing? That's what they're trying to do. And you've got SEC going out there, you've got Congress people going out there, you got them bad-mouthing crypto and saying it's the most evil thing. Elizabeth Warren, you know, it's just terrible, terrible. We need to do something about cryptocurrency. Okay, there's your reaction. The ultimate solution, I think, is going to be, all right, we understand there's a need for crypto. You can get crypto. However, you're going to have to get crypto from authorized players. Just like you've got accredited investors, they're the only ones who get to invest in certain things. You're going to have accredited gateways or accredited banks that are the ones that you have to go to get your crypto. Accredited exchanges. Because see what they're doing, the SEC is going after exchanges, not necessarily going after the tokens, not going after the coins. They're going after the exchanges, the gateway, the people that, you know, take the commissions and make the money, act as a bank. Can't be cutting the banks out of this system. So I think what's going to happen, it's just all theory, I don't know, just my thought. All the banks are collapsing right now, consolidating. So they all consolidate into, say, a handful of banks, maybe 5 or 6 banks. Those banks then become the new crypto gateways, the new exchanges, the new authorized method to get on and off the digital system, the digital on-ramps. And people might say, well, that's okay. I mean, we use Coinbase now. We've used Binance. And look, they might have problems. I don't know. It might be a little shady. They might be doing some things they shouldn't be doing. I'm a little suspect. But if it's a bank, completely regulated, completely backed by the government or anointed by the government, some people feel safer that way. And if there are only a few banks, very easy to control those banks. Tell them what to do. Carry out orders. Fed told you to do something, you better do it. And the transactions will be done in real time. So it's going to be a benefit. FedNow system rolling out right now, maybe in July. It's been rolled out. I've got examples with my own bank that I'm a little suspect. Things are speeding up when they were slower before. Might be participating. So if you've got all this, hey, you can get real-time payments, you know, authorized, you know, through these banks, you can buy crypto with it. Oh man, it's great. Start using this system. Well, we can't buy crypto unless you're part of the FedNow system. Okay, well, yeah, I guess we'll buy the crypto from the FedNow banks. Well, and then when there's only a handful of those, they're very easy to control and very easy to implement new rules. And the latest end-all final rule, the solution to all of it, will be a CBDC. It will be a cryptocurrency they control. It will be something that will be the only method to get into crypto and out of crypto, because that way it's completely trackable. They'll know exactly everything that happens. You can do that now on the blockchain. However, they want a funnel system. They want a gateway. And again, this is all speculation. They want cattle going through the chute, and they want to know exactly which cattle are going through that chute. They want to know when you're going through and when you're coming out. So what better way than to collapse the banking system, then centralize the banking system, eats up all the little fish, got a few big sharks left. You can control those sharks with the bigger shark up above And the only way to get in and out of your crypto is to go through the sharks, loan sharks. But maybe not initially, but eventually you'll have to use a CBDC to do it. That'll be the authorized way. You got to participate. And once again, here you are, right back in a vampire casino. A digital vampire casino. One that's even worse than the old school casinos, because now everything you do is completely part of your permanent record. Track, trace, put limits on it, tie it to a social credit score, whatever they want to do. All the horrors that you've watched from the Black Mirror. All of these sci-fi movies you've ever watched about control of money. Tied to your DNA, maybe even stored on your DNA. You can do that, you know, there's all kinds of information that can be stored on it. I mean, this is where it gets really dark. This is where it can get really dark. And I think that's the plan. I think something similar to that anyway. They may try it and fail, but I think that's definitely the push. The push towards control and centralization is what they've always done, and that just seems like the logical end game to me. So in the meantime, what they do, got a lot of people interested in crypto, and right now they're trying to fear you out of the crypto. Why? Well, maybe so the banks can scoop it up, or the chosen ones who are going to be part of the new system are allowed to scoop it up at the lowest possible price. I think that's what all this bad news is. Every time it's come out, ever since the beginning of crypto and the beginning of Bitcoin, it's been about to scare you out of it so you don't get more of it, because that gives you a freedom mechanism, a freedom tool to exit this digital vampire casino that they've always wanted to create, because they know that gives them total control. And so they don't want you to get into those cryptocurrencies that you can easily move, that you can control in your own possession. Because if you don't get it now, if you don't have it now in your own wallet, and you decide later, okay, now I want to get it, well, you may have to go through the turnstile to get it. You may, have to do the face scan to do it. You may have to get the DNA test to do it, whatever you want to call it. You're going to have to do something special to be able to get it. And guess what? You're not going to be able to get all you want. Hey, I got this big pension. I want to roll it into crypto. Let's take a look at your situation, sir. Well, you do this, this, and this. Your social credit score's here. I don't know. You're not the best member of society. You're a little too far one way. So, excuse me. So we're only going to allow you to, that's what I do these like acting voices, I'm trying to act it out, theater, while I'm smoking a cigar. Never a good thing, I guess. So what happens is you've got them analyzing you and algorithming you to where they're going to say, yeah, you got $1 million in this pension you want to roll in, we'll let you do 1,000 a month. It's for the greater good. We can't have one person having too many. I know you want Bitcoin. Everybody wants Bitcoin. I know you want Litecoin. Not everybody wants Litecoin, but a lot of people like Litecoin. I like Litecoin, as you all know if you watch my videos. But it puts you in a situation to where you are gatewayed and controlled. Because right now there's a lot of money in that old system that has not come into the new system, the new sound money digital system, the cryptocurrency system. And if they can control that flow, they can pick the winners and losers again. They can determine who's going to win in the new digital casinos. I just think that's where it ends up. And they'll use the CBDC because they want to force you into that. And hey, you can't use dollars to get it anymore, or Federal Reserve notes in your pocket. You can't do it from this source, that source. No, you need to convert it into the CBDC. It's a one-to-one with what you've got, no problems. But you got to opt into it. And then once you get your CBDCs, again, that's programmatic money. So programmatic money. So what can happen is they can shut it off. They can put time limits on it. They can do whatever they want to it. Right now, if you've got cash in your pocket, they really can't turn it off unless they turn it all off, But with CBDCs, they can turn like this whole town off if they want to. Hey, this town's protesting. This town's being bad. They're doing bad things. They're actually counting votes with paper. Let's shut them off. Let's turn off their CBDCs for everybody in that account, every account in that town. Any number of things that you can imagine so that they can continue to win. They now will have a tool that allows them to completely control your energy, because that's all money is. It's energy. And if you put your energy into something that they have complete control over, and they pull all the strings, and they can start it, stop it, limit it, do whatever they want, you done lost. You're in the new digital vampire casino at that point. Everything I've seen kind of points to that. I think that's where it's going to go. Just a theory, just something to think about. Everybody needs to think about it. Everybody needs to do their own research, use your intuition, you know, what you see happening, because a lot of it doesn't make sense. You know, why is the SEC acting this way? You know, they won't give proper, you know, rules or anything, and then they're going after people. They authorized Coinbase to go public on, you know, on the stock exchange, and now all of a sudden they're changing, and they're telling them they can't do this and this. But see, they let you play along. See, they did that with Reggie Middleton and Veritasium. They did that with FTX. They were, you know, hand in hand. FTX, how many Sam Bankman-Fried? How many times was he at the White House? I mean, when you start looking at it, it's like they've already had their fingers in this stuff, and it's almost like they're shaping that Play-Doh however they want for their own purposes, because they didn't stop any of it. They let it happen. And then you got to think, why did they let it happen? Is it they wanted to create a problem and then offer a solution after you react in a negative way? See, they got your reaction, and now they're like, okay, see, this is how we solve it. Well, we need to regulate it. Oh, it's just too big. You know, these exchanges are just out of control. We need sanctioned gateway exchanges, AKA banks, to take care of all this stuff. And tie that to a CBDC. And the Fed now, instant payments. And pretty soon, you know, you've got a total takeover by the private banks. It won't even be your own government at that point. It'll be a Federal Reserve that was formed in 1913 that is not federal and has no reserves. I know you've all heard that before. It's like a cliche at this point. But it's just a big Ponzi scheme. All it's there for is to rob you of your energy. It's nothing but a big vampire casino. So, if this really happens, what do you do about it? You might want to find those things that you can take possession of right now while you can. And don't wait until those gateways close. And I'm watching them close all the time. I'm watching these exchanges make it more and more difficult all the time. Whether it's their fault, their problem, they're not holding the coins, I don't know. Whether it's regulation or all of the above, it's happening. And it's going to get harder and harder to get cryptocurrency. Harder and harder to get it in your possession in a wallet that you control. Because at some point, they're going to say, you got to have this wallet, and you're going to have these coins that we issue. Otherwise, you're not getting the coins that you want. And you're not going to be able to do the things you want to do. You're not going to be able to buy a cigar or a can of beer. Or you're only going to get to buy Bud Light with these CBDCs. You can't buy anything else. What happens if they say, these are the corporations that you can purchase things from? This is where you need to get your beer with your CBDC. Take it or leave it. I mean, you want to go full communist? Could very easily happen if you allow them to implement a CBDC and then you turn in all your money for it. You're done at that point. If you take anything away from this, take away that. You're done if you get into the CBDC system, into a centralized, completely programmatic form of money that the vampires control. You lose. It's over. You're stuck in a virtual vampire casino. You're stuck in a matrix. You're done. All right. Don't let this be a doom and gloom video. Just use it as hope that you're actually maybe thinking about what might be happening so that you're not just rolled into it like most people are it's gonna happen to them. They're not gonna know what hit them. Hey, your pension's now gonna be in this form. Download this wallet, this FedNow wallet, CBDCs show up. Okay, I still got the same dollar amount. Okay, we're good. Until you go and spend the money one day and they say, yeah, you were kind of over here doing something. We saw, well, you know, you shouldn't have been doing that. So we're cutting your, you know, in half, or we're going to put a limit on it and you can't spend it for 30 days. You know, whatever. Fill in the blank. Anything that they want to do, they'll do. Oh, we're going to donate to some truckers in Canada? Guess what? Nope. You won't even be able to donate it to the places you want. You won't be able to do anything with it if it's not authorized. It's not the world we want to live in. That is the science fiction horror movie coming true. Don't let that happen. All right. do some research, think about what's happening, use your intuition, trust yourself, because that's the key in all this. You got to trust yourself. All right, thanks for watching. Love you all. If you're anywhere near Peoria, June 23rd, I'd love to meet you. Come see us at the Peoria Pizza Works. We're having a happy hour live stream. We do it every Friday on Litecoin Lisa's channel, but we're going to be doing it live there, 4 o'clock to 5 o'clock. The meetup starts at 3, goes to whenever. It's going to be a good time. Friday night, happy hour, Peoria, Illinois, June 23rd. Go to my website, clintwestwood.net, for all the details. There's a big happy hour link at the top. Click that. You'll have the address, everything. It's free admission. If you don't have any cryptocurrency, I'll teach you how to write down your seed phrase, open a wallet, and send you cryptocurrency for free. Donations accepted. But no, I'll send it to you for free because I want you to know. I want you to know what it feels like to have sound money for the digital age, Litecoin, in your possession. I'll send it to you. Open up the wallet. It's easy to do. That's what I'm there for. All right, trust yourselves. Hope to see you in Peoria, Illinois. ClintWestwood.net. Love you all. Thanks for watching. Hope you have a wonderful day.